So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So that's got things underway. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, we have a very exciting player.
And the ball's come loose here. And that is out of play. Mateus. Messi. Del Piero. Oh, red. Nice interception. Now it's Hazard. And he's managed to get free. It's Hazard! That had everyone off their seats.
Oh, did the keeper have that covered? I'm not sure he did. I think I need a replay on that one.
Varane calmly anticipates. Mateus. Hazard going face-to-face with his great rival. And it's Lam. Lam, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. Intercepts the throw. That's well read. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Now it's Bale.
You can never be short of runners.
Real chance! Nearly, but not quite. Besiktas with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And the keeper beats it away. He slings it in. Oh, important interception. Inter Milan have the chance to go the other way. Now that's well seen too. Great vision. Well, that looks a cracking ball. And the counter is on. Tries to pass it through. And he shoots! Oh, the ball's run loose. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Flings it across. Great chance! Goal! Besiktas! Not so much sophistication as doggedness and sheer bloody-mindedness.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Besiktas clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
He won't be happy with that one.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
It's played through for him. Thuram did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Now it's Del Piero. Ah, such a clever touch. Vardiol gets into a good position. And a Two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Approaching the half-hour mark. It's a pretty loose pass. Now, can they get him away? Mateus. Pele. Foot in. Inter Milan are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Oh, that's a fine interception. Azar, a player who needs no introduction. Looking to play him in. Bale. Cannavaro. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Kvaratskhelia. Can he get on the end of this? Del Piero. He's having a hit! Oh, full marks for that effort.
Actually looks pretty annoyed with himself there. He's usually better than that.
Poorly directed kick from the keeper. He's given it away.
Besiktas really should be happy to let this half run out now and go again second.
Great defending, strong and determined. Kvaratskhelia. He has found the way through. And it's Rijkaard. Pull it. Oh, good read. De Rossi. And he's quick to snatch it back. Nicely weighted ball. And there's green grass ahead of him. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Oh, well measured. And that has put paid to that. The movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And it's half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Besiktas go in at half-time with a 1-0 lead.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy. A little more composure up front, perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Besiktas can look back at a decent first half. 1-0 the score.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 9. Lascia il campo per il...
So right back into the action. Besiktas leading courtesy of the game's only goal. And he was alert to it. Oh, they could break here. Oh, that's a key interception. Bale. Rafael Varane. And that's another good win of the ball. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Pele! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world.
Pele really looked as though he had chosen correctly then, and yet we quickly realised he hadn't.
Knocks it into space. Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Vardiol. Looking for options for movement. That is ended up in no man's land. Messi. Azar. That has not gone well. Besiktas are still that goal to the good. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
That's a good ball. And a chance! That is special! Gareth Bale! A finish right from the top draw! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 13.
Time for a change in personnel.
Numero 22.
Besiktas are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead.
Numero 4.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it, now they have it.
Now that looks a decent ball. There's the shot! Just cruising! They are cruising! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. Pressure? What pressure? He feels none of it.
Hazard demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Besiktas find a position of real strength now.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
Tries to play it through. Can he latch onto this? Brilliantly cut out. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Besiktas clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
And the shots! Oh, the ball's come loose here. And he's following up. Played backwards here. Cute ball now. How can he reach it? It's Pele! And that's a sharp finish. His utter joy. He engages with absolute happiness. Perfect placement. The one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Besiktas are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
And here's Mbappe. That's a little off target. 75 minutes played. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Messi! Well, he caught that pure, but no end product.
Inter are showing good urgency, but they have to place more emphasis on service into the box.
It's gone out for a throw-in. Rijkaard.
Inter seem happy to bash their heads against the brick wall, Peter. That central route forward is just a no-go zone.
Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Pele. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
It's net! Oh, good finish. One moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Well, let that be a lesson to them, Peter. They have to stay focused at all times. Any lapse in concentration, voila.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 19.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. Inter Milan get their goal. A bit of respectability restored. Rijkaard. Cruyff. 5 minutes left on the clock. And it's Bale. Maldini. Now it's Owen. Ribéry. Well, that pass isn't the best. Aims beyond the defence. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
That ball looks a good one.
Il quarto uomo indica
His hot shot! Michael Owen! Screamer! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Besiktas are having a ball here. Just eases him off the ball. Best. Cruyff. Now, can they get him away? He's through here. It's not an especially good pass, that. And that will be the final act. Well, that was a tale of two very different teams. One driven, ruthless, prolific. The other quite the opposite in all of those areas. The result, a very accurate reflection of what we saw. Bale claiming the Man of the Match award. Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion.
Against Barcelona.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So it's down to business here.
The Netherlands promoted the philosophy of total football, and Clarence Seedorf is one of its finest.
Decent chance! It's loose now, and they want to get it back. And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Pele is offering a wry smile there.
Somewhat off target. Chance for a shot! They've scored!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Such immaculate precision.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had a wonderful view of it.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Well, they could break here. Rijkaard. And it's Ronaldinho. Now it's Cantona. Let's a look and place it forward. Can he get on the end of this? He can run onto that. That'll be a throw-in. Hazard with the delivery. He leaps for it. Oh, this looks sharp. And Seedorf! He's done very well to get to that.
Seedorf really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Besiktas have their second corner now. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. And now they can spring out of defence. Serginho. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. It's a pretty loose pass. Cantona. He's found a way past. Ferdinand did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Not the most accurate pass. Oh, that's a key interception. And he's managed to get rid. No, he's not getting past him there. That has not gone well. Barcelona are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Serginho, Thuram does really well there, he is strong. And it's Serginho. And here's Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho proves just a little bit too strong. And the pass is intercepted. Cannavaro. So just the one early goal to report. So he's going for goal! Played into the box. Oh, the ball's come loose here.
This is the time you need that pace.
Hazard. Cruyff, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Almost half an hour in now. And this is Bale. It's not an especially good pass, that. Seedorf gives no quarter whatsoever. Aims beyond the defence. Chiellini deals with that comfortably. Chiellini gets it clear. And here's Hazard. Now it's Ronaldinho. Now it's Cruyff. Cruyff Running with the ball. Oh, that's fabulous. It's a goal kick. Rijkaard gathers from the goal kick. And this is Bale. Bale unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. So, is it really plausible to have a hit from here? That is some save from Khan. Besiktas have their third corner. Barcelona have the chance to go the other way. Great vision. And he's heaved it away. And he's quick to snatch it back. Now that looks a decent ball. That has been slung wide. Edmilson. Serginho.
Oh, great feat, that.
Thuram does well to get it back. Cruyff. And the counter is on. Oh, super find. Well read. And the danger is averted. Khan clears. Hazard. And he's gone looking for safety.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Cruyff. Knocks it into space. Besiktas have it back. Pele! It's run loose. Who's going to get there?
Well,
Oh, that is a fair try. And it's half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Besiktas probably looking to come in with a bigger lead, but overall I think there's plenty for them to be happy about. They should look to carry on as they are, although a little more composure in front of goal would be perfect.
Besiktas are in a pretty decent position after 45 minutes. 1-0 to the good. So, into the second half. Besiktas leading courtesy of the game's only goal. He's shifting through the gears here. Cannavaro defending his corner stubbornly. Stood up very well to his man. Hazard. And he's worked it through. And this... Bale! Now it's Cantona. Pele. Good read, needed to be. Time and again they are repelled. And here's Del Piero. And this is Pele. Takes aim and crosses.
When it's delivered early like that, defenders just can't get themselves set.
And it's shapes to shoot! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Besiktas get their fourth corner. Cruyff! He doesn't look too happy with that.
Cruyff is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
Well-timed, excellent interception. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
That's the throw. And that's definitely not his best. Cruyff is herring after that one. Ronaldinho, Cruyff, and he shoots! Oh, good finish! Barcelona are back in business! The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence, who were made to look a little lost, in all honesty.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing.
That could takes a shot! It's a loose ball. Del Piero. Cruyff. And this is Bale. It's Pele! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Substitution from Besiktas.
They're up to 5 corners now.
Bale. Number 14.
Oh, good effort!
Number
Not a
17.
bad try by any
Del
means.
Piero. Coming on the field. Number 9.
Corner count is rising.
Number
That's 6.
16. Daniele De Rossi. Number 5. Rigori.
That pass isn't the best. And the shot! Goal! Besiktas! Into the lead once more. That is so good. Such sharp skills and such a delicious finish.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
Number 10.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Owen. He's looking wide. Besiktas still have the cards to affect this game. Belletti. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
He's being urged to shoot. There's the shot! And that's in! And there we have it, the 2-goal cushion. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Besiktas are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
And yes, it's him again. Besiktas go up by 2 and are looking good.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team.
Owen! Could have won it there and then. He knows that. Oh, he knows it.
Owen really must be wondering how he hasn't put them 3 up. It was a very, very decent chance.
Oh, good-looking ball. Good running, strong and purposeful. Cruyff gets into a good position. Oh, important interception. Maldini. And it's Azar. Azar going face-to-face with his great rival. Now goes for goal! And no, he couldn't find the finish. It's a lucky 7th corner. go forward now. Now, can they get him away? Oh, that was vital.
Şimdi arkadaşlar bayağıdır konuşmuyordum. Konuşmadan oynadım maçları. Hem dedim bir konuşayım. Bir de şeyde bulunayım. Sen söyle adını. Ha! Selzenişte bulunayım dedim ben. Ulan diyorum benim yayınları bir dakika şu şeyi falan uzaklaştırayım. Benim yayınları 31 çekerek cenabet izleyenlere teessüf ederim arkadaşlar. Ne zaman canlı yayın açsam hani diyorum anasını satayım canlı yayın açayım keyifli olur arkadaşları görürüz hani yazanları görürüz bir şey olur falan. Neyse canlı yayın açıyoruz. Canlı yayınlarda sürekli ben artık buna iyice şey getirdim. Karar getirdim. Belki saçma olabilir. Canlı yayınlarda ben sürekli böyle 5 maç 6 maç üst üste yenilip bak şimdi görün abi bu olayı. Hemen bunu kaydedeyim. Bak şimdi ben canlı yayında arkadaş ne zaman oynasam 5 maç 6 maç yenilip kapatıyorum. Veyahut da 2 maç yeniliyorum değişik şekilde sinirlenip kapatıyorum. Ne bileyim 3 maç yapıp sinirlenip kapatıyorum. Bayağıdır bu böyle canlı yayında. Geçen sezonda 3'ten 2'ye çıkmam benim şey oldu. Sen söyle. Çok uzun sürdü. İlk defa ömrü hayatımda 3. klasmana 2. klasmana çıkarken bu kadar zorlandığımı söyleyebilirim yani. Bak 11 kere 12 kere çıkmışımdır bire. İlk defa diyorum geçen sezon çok zorlandım 3'ten 2'ye çıkana kadar. Tamam mı? Çıktım 2'ye 2'de kaldık işte. Çıkamadık. Sezon bitti falan. Şimdi bu yeni sezon. Arkadaşlar şimdi hazır maç bitmişken size göstereceğim şeye bakın şimdi. Şimdi seyredin. Yani ben artık demek ki ben canlı yayın açmayacağım arkadaş. Canlı yayın açınca bir bokluk oluyor. Ya cenabet mi izliyorlar ya fesat insanlar mı izliyor? Benim yenilmemi istemeyen dua mı ediyorlar bu kötü olsun beter olsun diye. Ben sürekli yeniliyorum canlı yayında. Şimdi bu yaptığım yayın benim liste dışı yayın. Sonra ben yayını kapatacağım da oyunu oynamayı bırakacağım da şey yapacağım arkadaş. Sen söyle bu yayını yayınlayacağım. Yayınladıktan sonra da işte oradan bakacağız kim ne izlemiş, ne yazmış, ne yapmış. Ya benim demek istediğim kısacası şimdi bu gördüğünüz 5 maçı 3'teki yeşil 5 maçı 5-1, 5-1, 3-0, 5-1, 4-1. 4-1 de şimdi bitti. 4-1'in hemen adam neymiş bakalım. Adam nereden gelmiş? Gördüğünüz gibi. Bak gördüğünüz gibi 7000. Ama canlı yayın varken bunlar ne oluyordu arkadaşlar? Beni tokatlayıp geçiyorlardı. Gördüğünüz gibi 12.000. Tamam bu ikinci sıradan. Tamam ona da yeniliyordum normalde yayın açtığımda. Bu ikinci klasman. Tamam mı? Burada bundan sonrası bugün değil herhalde. Evet bu da birinci klasman 9. sıra. Şimdi ben haklı mıyım? Ben haklı mıyım değil miyim arkadaş? Biri beni cenabet mi izliyor? Yayını izlerken 31 mi çekiyor artık? Ne yapıyorlarsa benim yayınlarımda. Niye bana böyle fesat acaba dua mı ediyorlar? Aynı şeyi söyleyip duruyorum ama şimdi canlı yayın değil. Ben bunu kendim dediğim gibi liste dışı yaptım. Sonra işim bittiğinde yatacağım zaman veyahut da kapatacağım zaman yayınlayacağım. Bakalım görelim. Şimdi 5'te 5 yaptım bak. 5'te 5 yaptım. Devam edeceğiz yine. Saat kaç? Saat kaç? Saat 23:22. Bir belki yarım saat, bir saat falan daha devam ederiz. Belki 3 maç daha, 4 maç daha yaparız. Şimdi göreceğiz. Biraz da geç açtım ha. Yayını geç açtım. Belki 2 maç, 3 maç yendiydim. Şu 5-1 ile 4-1'de mi açtım yayını bilmiyorum. Inter'le Barcelona'da mı açtım bilmiyorum yani. Tam emin değilim yayını ne zaman açtığımı. Şimdi devam edelim. Bismillah diyelim. Hadi bakalım. Konuşmayacağım yalnız. Konuştum mu ben biliyorsunuz konsantrasyonum bozuluyor. Artık buradan izler misiniz, izlemez misiniz? Orasını siz bilirsiniz. Böyle sonradan yayınladığım şeyleri yayınları izler misiniz, izlemez misiniz bilmiyorum. Ayrıyetten de güzel attığım golleri şey yapıyorum. kaydediyorum son 30 saniyesini, son 15 saniyesini şey yapıyorum, atıyorum şeye, YouTube'a. Şimdi bakalım izleyenler olmuş mu? Hepsini göreceğiz. Tamam mı? Şimdi bunların hepsini yayınlayacağım hemen. Böyle yapacağım yani. İzleyen oradan izlesin, gören oradan görsün. Aslında bunları short olarak yayınlasam daha güzel olur. Dizilimimiz böyle. Şöyle yukarı bakan oldu mu alıyorum hemen. Böyle idare edeceğiz. Şimdi güçlü bir adam geldi. Yine konuşmayalım. Yenilebiliriz. Yenilirsek yeniliriz. Önemli değil. 5 maç üst üste ben yendim şimdi. Bugünün tarihleri de yazıyor. Biraz sonra bir daha bakarız bu maçtan sonra. 5 maç üst üste yenmiş miyim? Tarih kaç, saat kaçta başlamışım diye bakacağız. Tamam mı? Hadi bakalım. Bol şans bize. Devam ediyoruz. İnşallah konuştuk ettik diye şansımız gitmez. Artık şansı kadere inanır olduk. Zaten inanıyorduk da hani böyle bu fesat insanlar mı izliyor diye şüphe duymaya başladım. Yani hani benim kazanmamı istemesin. Şans hani kötü şans dileyen mi oluyor artık? Yani canlı yayınlarda. Neyse susuyorum. Neyse susuyoruz. Şimdi oyunumuza konsantre oluyoruz. Oynayabildiğimiz kadar oynayacağız. Bu adamın kadrosu yalnız çok iyi geldi. Belli olma. Ama gerçi aynı böyle kadro gelmişti. Demin yenildiydim. Bakalım neyse. Biraz konsantre oluyoruz. Aslında fanı da ileri ittirdim ama ateş gibi burası. Fanı beri getireceğim. Mikrofonu da kapatayım. Kimse rahatsız olmasın. Yapma, güzel ver oğlum. Güzel ver aslanım. Çok güzel. Çok güzel, mükemmel abi. Hemen şöyle hadi yetiş süper. Kaleciyi çıkardı adam. Tamam mı?
Now here is a true legend of the game. In fact, some still say, Jim, that he's the greatest number one there's ever been.
The mighty Gianluigi Buffon. Yeah, he might get my vote too, Peter. When you consider his consistency.
Bu adam biraz iyi oynuyor. Belli oluyor. Yani bilmiyorum, bakalım yenilir miyiz, yenilir miyiz? Göreceğiz. Biz de şöyle yaparız. Tamam mı? Aradan açarız. Vurabilirsek vurarız dedim ama vuramadık. Ateş alıyorum şu anda. Termer akıyor her yerinden. Çok sıcak. Yapayım ben. Al şunu, al artık şunu be. Peşinde dolaştın bir saat. Al şunu. İşte al şunu ha. Tamam, süper. Tamam, acele yok. Şöyle hafif kısık verelim pası. Aradan. Bir geçiverseydi. Bir geçiverseydi golü görecektik. Ah be. Biliyordum oraya atacağını da çekiliversem iyiydi. Çok güzel. Hadi bakalım. Ah be, geçiverse, öteye bir geçebilse o pas. Vallahi billahi ucuz kurtardım arkadaşlar. Çok ucuz kurtardım. Hadi Del Piero'm be, hadi oğlum be.
Yamal, and here's Messi. Rice. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was.
Önüme gelmiyor ki, o sektiğinde önüme gelse. Adama vurduğunda gelmiyor. Adam biz olsak gelir, adama gelir. Adam oynuyor yani. Topu saklıyor, maklıyor. Güzel yerlere pas veriyor. Anam, gol yedik. Aslanım benim. Hadi be, yapma. Yapma. Bir daha, çok güzel. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yapma oğlum be. Aslında adam ilk oraya yönlendi. Benim oraya atacağımı anladı. Geri geldi bana doğru. Ulan orada geçiverseydi o top. Bismillah diyoruz. Hadi bakalım.
Muscular approach does pay off here. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Knocks it into space.
Oh, yanlış yaptım. Durdurmayacaktım adamı. Durdurdum yanlışlıkla. Ya bu nasıl sıcaktır ya? Bu nasıl sıcaktır abi? Yüzüm her yerim kanter içinde kaldı ya.
Does really well there. He is strong. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Messi. Oh, good spread. He's found a way past. That's tidy. And a chance.
Yemin ediyorum ucuz kurtuldum yine.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
England with the corner. They're first. Azar. Besiktas have the chance to go the other way. And it's Messi. Yamal looking to receive it in space. Maldini. And that signals the end of the first period. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack
Bu
of
herifçioğlu beni zorladı ya biraz.
How would you review the first half?
Well, it's been nothing but frustration, really, Peter. I think the team as a whole has to take more risks, but they really need to up their quality too.
So at the halfway stage, we still have deadlock. The score 0-0. Period is on the way.
Besiktas really are going to need to improve in a hurry if they don't want to fall behind here. Upping the intensity and the tempo will be their starting point.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
He won't be happy with that one. Here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. That's been cut out, well played. Now it's Messi. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Nice bit of trickery. Now it's Rice, opts to play it back. And this is Kane. Owen. Now it's Bale. Pull it. That is one way to stop him. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Might be danger here. Tries a shot! He's delivered all right!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory. He's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly done.
That's expertly finished. And he's done that so often.
So the first goal of the game.
And talk about the perfect time to score. The manager's giving nothing away, but he'll be thrilled inside.
He's shifting through the gears here. Besiktas still trailing by one and looking here to take it up a notch after the break. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Nicely spread. He's got plenty of space out wide here. And the shot! And that's a good finish. Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. What a delicious goal, stroked in like a maestro.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
England are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
No, again there's no way through. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. That has not gone well. Vieira. Great vision. Oh, that's fabulous. Crosses it in. Pull it.
They've got to be quick moving this forward. Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Can he get on the end of this? Del Piero. Can he finish? And he hits the net. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Substitution for England. Number 9.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. Just one in it now.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
Erling Haaland. Number 20. Ribery.
Besiktas may only be one behind, but they're showing much in terms of threatening parity.
Cruyff. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Now it's Ribery. Hangs one in. Leicester deals with that comfortably. Oh, good-looking ball. And here's Haaland. And here's Messi. It's a sharp pass. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's Bale! And yes, it's there! There seemed no way back, but they are level. And that really is so impressive.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite.
Oh, what a game we have on our hands here.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
And he's picked it up out wide. Bellingham. And this is hits a shot! And it's been given away. And one more try!
England really deserve full marks for effort, though. It's clear they want to win this.
Now try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. And it's Messi. Played out towards the right wing. And he's had it nicked away. Nesta goes long. Nesta did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Cannavaro cuts it out. Steve Cruyff! They've got to be quick to recover this. Can he stop it going out? Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Messi, Pulitz gets across and deals with it. So what can they make of this? Oh, nicely intercepted. And that's gone loose.
There will be 3 minutes at a
Messi.
time.
Cruyff, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. He's a sharp little ball here. Thuram gets over and intercepts. And it's Messi. Can he spark a counter here? And that interception was... That's that, the end. A good watch, more than a good watch actually, certainly from a sporting perspective. It lacks winner of course, but the crowd largely satisfied. Well, what are your thoughts?
İşte şanssızlık. En azından şu kırmızıları sileriz oradan ya. Allah'ın ikinci klasmandaki adamı yenemedin ya Mehmet, yazık sana. Bu fanın sesi gelmedi inşallah.
Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. There's the whistle.
Patrick Vieira is a man of many qualities. The leadership has to be top of the pile.
He's not just the destroyer, is he? He is the enforcer.
True, there's so much more to his game. Quite comfortable in driving.
Can he finish? That's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Bale clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And we have our very first corner. And he thumps it clear. And now a sudden chance to counter. Pelé. Now it's Pelé. That's been cut out, well played. Getting too much time on the ball here, that is good pressing. Now it's Hazard. Great vision. Thinks about the shot. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Up towards the front line. Bale might just make this. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase.
Bale! And it's hit the woodwork and out. Very nicely done. And Cruyff! And it's bounced out off the woodwork.
Swansea would very much seem to be growing their confidence here. You can feel it.
And here's Bale. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. And this is Bale. Oh, important interception. Pullet is the team's great visionary. Now it's Pelé. Pullet. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? And it's Bale. Bale going face to face with his great rival.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Always onto this. Now it's Pelé. He shapes to shoot! And he's following up! Vieira going vertical. 0-0 still. No lack of chances, though.
I actually think both teams are playing okay here. We've had some good attempts, although they've mounted to nothing so far.
Now it's Bale. And this is Hazard. Hazard showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Cruyff. He's found a way through. Hazard. Now it's Bale. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Bale. Bale will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Knocks it into space. It's a good ball out wide. Pullet. For Rice. Bale. Del Piero. Can he get it through? And he was quick to react. Rice. Pullet. Gives it back.
He's got no choice here. He had to go backwards.
He has found a way through. Cross. There's the header! And he's done it! It was wonderfully efficient.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
And he's picked it up out wide. He's a sharp little ball here. Rice, a player who needs no introduction. Pele. And here's Cruyff. Lovely feet. Oh, the ball's run loose here. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Oh, it's a great ball here. Cruyff.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
And that brings the first half to a close. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Besiktas currently behind by 1-0 at the break.
Just a quick announcement.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. And so the action is resumed.
Besiktas can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
And again they run up against stubborn defending. Pele. And he's intervened well there. Picked out brilliantly. He's had a shot! And yes, it's there! And this is getting better and better.
Oh, he did so well to hold his run and stay on side, Peter. That was really clever.
Swansea are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
That'll be a corner.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
That is lovely. That is good strength. And it's Rice. And this is Bale. De Rossi.
This is the time you need that pace.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him. Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
Hoisted in. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. Del Piero. Pele. Can he get on the end of this? The pressing's intense and it's paid off. Pele. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Now it's Pele. Ferdinand. Del Piero. De Rossi. Tries to pass it through. Pull it. And here's Del Piero. Rice has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Engages and forces him off the ball. And now the breakaway. Chiellini calmly anticipates. It's a pretty loose pass. Well, that looks a decent ball. No, that was never going to make it. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Besiktas clearly should have gone for...
Can he finish? And it's in! Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
It was wonderful vision to see the movement ahead. And how about the weight of that pass? Ideal.
Substitution from Besiktas. Number 20.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides.
Number 14.
Just one in it now.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter.
Great
Coming on
chance!
the field. Number
Well, the
9.
finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Bruno Fernandes has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
Substitutions taking place.
Bruno Fernandes with the short one. Besiktas have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Pele. Just about up to 75 minutes. Tries to play it through. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, look at the space here. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Pele. Nicely aimed pass. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Besiktas clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Bruno Fernandes is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Nicely weighted ball.
Swansea clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
And here's Bruno Fernandes. And here's Dembele. Shot a goal! Well taken goal. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite.
Swansea now in a position far more desirable.
Well, that's pretty much sealed it now, and surely, Peter, we're not going to see any complacency after that.
Looking for the run. Look at the space here. Chiellini defending his corner stubbornly. Stood up very well to his man. Not the most accurate pass. That's a nicely shaped ball. And he's managed to get free. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
That's a lovely, neat pass. Oh, no joy this
Only
time.
3 minutes added time.
Bruno Fernandes. Dembele going after that. Now it's Pele. Now it's Bale. Aims beyond the defence. And they can counter here. Chiellini prompt. And that will be it. Well, that's a tough one. Losing is never good, but this one feels especially hard to take. Not a lot that went glaringly wrong. Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. And that gets things running.
Well, Peter, there's goalkeepers, and there are great goalkeepers, and then there's Oliver Kahn. He's in a league of his own.
While he is a goalkeeping icon, isn't he? The man famously known as King Khan by some. He's belligerent, he's brazen, but he's utterly brilliant.
And never in a mood to accept failure. There's that body language he's always talking about. No wonder he instills both respect and fear in opponents.
That's a sharp pass. He's looking wide.
Look, they're prepared to be quite physical to contain any danger that might come their way.
It's been slipped through. Well timed, excellent interception. Kaka is onto it in a flash. Vieira promptly onto that, and that is that. Can he get it through? Nunez! Shot, surely! Seedorf, that's destined for the flank. Gives it back. Goes for goal! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Spread it left. Nunez! And a header! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
And the pass is intercepted. Now that's well seen too. Now, can they get him away? Now there's a fine ball. And the finish! Nicely weighted ball. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. It'll be a throw-in. And that's a goal kick. Oh, can he get onto this?
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Oh, good effort! It's not an especially good pass, that. Can he spark a counter here? Harrison kept his eye on it, and he's there. And he's quick to return it. Well, that's beautifully weighted.
Well, from experience, I can tell you he'll get a lot of stick for getting that one wrong.
That's a good ball out wide. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. Great ball, and he's in here. Oh, shooting chance! Goal! Besiktas! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Roberto Carlos, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Pelé knocks it out wide. Roberto Carlos, and across it goes. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Now it's Bale. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Now it's Bale. Tries to play it through. He's having a shot! There's a goal. Again, in a trice, and they are soaring. A mere formality, nigh on a certainty. He is truly in the zone.
Yeah, he always had the measure of the keeper, and there was very little doubt as to how this was going to end up.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. Besiktas are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here. Yeah, that works for me. The denial of movement, blunt and brusque.
Sporting ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. Looking for the run. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Nice looking ball. Oh, nicely intercepted. The most accurate pass. De Ligt.
Vamos ter minuto de compensação.
Looking to play him in. In towards the back. Getting up there! It's a decent watch, a frantic watch. It is half-time. How would you review the first half?
Well, Peter, at 2-0, you're faced with the choice of just trying to see the match out or forcing the issue even further. I'd always be inclined to go for the latter, go for a third, especially with a full half of football still to play.
Besiktas looking composed, content, comfortable, leading 2-0 at half-time. So we're off again. Nice physical challenge. And he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Roberto Carlos. Vieira. Oh, well measured. Made sure that's not getting through. Now it's Darwin. He's played it back.
That's good pressure. It gave him no other choice.
Oh, that's a key interception. Pass somewhat off target. Seedorf. And he's intervened well there. Hazard. It's Hazard! In he goes again. Just cruising. They are cruising. And they are disappearing out of sight. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Oh, he was definitely fully focused on that, Peter. His reaction and anticipation got him there when everyone else was spectating.
A case now of complete control. Neither of these two want to come off second best. This is Owen. Referee has just said play on. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
It's played through for him. Oh, good ball. Here comes the corner. our very first corner. Oh, good spread. Driven in.
That will annoy the manager. They're making themselves too predictable here.
Passes coming off in quick succession here. Azar. So what can they make of this? Now that looks a decent ball. He has a look out. There's the header! And he hits the net. This day becomes absolutely perfect. Utterly ideal. He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
Yeah, it all came from some
Good chance here. Keeper always had the measure of that.
Sporting are stuck in a rut, and impatient putts at goal won't really help their cause here. They need somebody to communicate composure and something more constructive.
Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Nunez is onto this. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. That has been slung wide.
Sporting really aren't making anything meaningful of their time on the ball.
And this is Bale. Kaka. Into the last quarter of an hour. Knocks it into space.
There's nothing more infuriating for a fan than seeing passing without penetration. They're just stuck in a rut.
There's a sharp little ball here.
Pretty robust defending.
Little doubt, that is a foul. Well, that's a booking, always looked it. Well, he stayed down and is in very obvious discomfort here.
Substituição para o Sporting. Número 22, Kaká. Número 21, Pirlo. Número 6, vão dar os seus lugares a Fernando Torres. Número 9, Drogba. Número 8, Gerard. Número 11, Ronaldinho. Número 44, Odo. Vamos dar lugar a uma substituição.
Besiktas have opted to make another change here. He's played it long. The message is clear. None shall pass. Oh, that's clever. Pele aims beyond the defence. Now it's Cruyff. And he cuts out the supply. Great vision. Lovely. Now then. Del Piero! Besiktas will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Ronaldinho. He's got a shot! What about that from Fernando Torres? Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy. Oh, a goal of real quality. He made it look ridiculously easy.
Well, the ball was there to be hit, Peter, but wow, even so, that's never easy. Everything has to be...
And the shot! Racing have their second corner now. Gets his head on it! That's going to go a long way. That's a lovely pass. And now they can spring out of defence.
Drogba really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
4 extra minutes added on. Can he get on the end of this? Decent chance! And he's following up! It's in! A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. And so they have the outcome they desire, a dose of reality. Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion.
Against Germany.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. So things are underway.
Frank Rijkaard can really make his presence felt. A superb defender who became an iconic midfield anchorman.
And what's more, a remarkably good strike rate, actually.
Very true. Just another level of his expertise, Peter, but his reading of the game, for me, is masterful.
Oh, easy pickings there. And it's Totti. And here's Van Nistelrooy. Pass somewhat off target. Where it came from. Totti. And the finish! Oh, that is beautiful! Romario!
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
Keeper might have been a little unsighted. He seemed awfully late in reacting to that.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Oh, just a keeper now, and a chance! And there's a goal! And the lead lost no time at all!
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
Now it's Hazard. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And the pass is intercepted. Mateus, played right into his path. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Decent chance! Goal! Besiktas! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
It's beautiful poise. I mean, most players in that position, I think, would probably fluff that, but not this fella.
Besiktas with the lead.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Picked out brilliantly.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Nicely shaped ball. Ferdinand cuts it out. Oh, that's a clever looking ball.
Romario clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
That's a throw. Minutes gone. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Odo. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And here's Van Nistelrooy. De Rossi. And that is a little undercooked. And here's Romario. Tries to pass it through. Can he finish? Oh, the ball's come loose here. No way through, so back it. Mateus! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Mateus is offering a wry smile there.
Aim forwards. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Mateus is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Mateus.
This is the time you need that pace.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
That's really well manoeuvred. Iniesta. And this is Owen. Look at the space. It's Asa! That is ended up in no man's land. That's a lovely, neat pass.
2 minutes has been indicated.
No way through. And he goes cross-field. Totti. It's a good spell of possession, this. That's it, 45 minutes up. Besiktas have done it in good style. Forced to come from behind, they find themselves in front at half-time, which is, for them, more or less ideal. And we are up to the break.
Well, I can tell you it's been an absolutely fantastic watch, Peter. I wish I could come here every week. It's been wonderfully open, wonderfully tense, and beautifully unpredictable now.
Besiktas are leading 2-1, but things are very much in the balance here. So we're underway for the second half. He's going to be disappointed with that. Here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. And it's Totti. Now it's Romario. Cannavaro. Couldn't squeeze it through. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Oh, good-looking ball. Now it's Owen. Totti, who does have an assist to his name. Another pass, just keeps it ticking over. Van Nistelrooy! And the keeper couldn't hold it. Decent attempt, but not quite good enough.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
And he welcomes it in. He's having a shot! In he goes again. No mistake. 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
And that's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that the ball was going to come back out and put himself where he needed to be.
Gets his head on it! Not a bad try by any means.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
Germany are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
And they're back on the ball again. Totti. De Rossi. Oh, they could break here. Strong running down that left flank. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Now he's off and running. That pass has been well intercepted. Totti. Totti going face to face with his great rival.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Oh, greatly! And it's there! opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. A lovely header, but really it was all about the delivery.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Besiktas visibly comfortable, now up by 3.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Germany with the corner, they're first. Totti goes short. Besiktas are looking to go forward now. Gattuso gets across to intercept that. And here's Iniesta. The most accurate pass. The Rossi simply refused to be outdone there. Oh, well measured. And he's managed to get free. And in! Mateus. Iniesta. Just about up to 75 minutes. Foot in. Cruyff. And the counter is on. Gattuso kept his eye on it, and he's there. And here's Romario. And here's Totti. Totti will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent.
Van Nistelrooy really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Hazard makes a move down the right. And he's there to retrieve it. Looking to play him in. Thinks about the shot. Del Piero! Alessandro Del Piero! Another ice-cool goal! A finish right from the top draw. They are gorging themselves here on a seriously gorgeous scoreline. And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Well, it's always that bit tougher for a keeper when the underside of the crossbar is in play.
Besiktas are having a ball here. No, he's not getting his way this time. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Now, there are plenty in the middle waiting for this.
Well, there's lots of movement in the box for them to pick out.
Oh, he really got hold of that. Oh, can he get onto this? Oh, that's a key interception. Nicely weighted ball. Maldini cuts out the pass. Oh, that pass isn't the best. That's a nicely shaped ball. Germany needed that. They really needed it.
Simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Now, that looks a decent ball. That's a shade optimistic. Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. Iniesta has it in a wide position. So that's it. It is all over. Besiktas have done it with iron, with pragmatism, the sort you expect from a team like this. Admirable, enjoyable, and look how they reacted to that initial setback.
And a quick announcement today.
Hazard claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. What are your thoughts on today's game then? Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. We're up and running then.
There's Lamine Yamal, Peter, the latest Spanish superstar. I'd like to see him get a lot of freedom on that right wing.
And is that his best position?
I'd say so, Peter. With him being left-footed, he can cut inside, but he's such an all-round threat. He has that blistering pace that he can use to beat the best defenders. And it's very difficult to stop him once he starts linking up with others, once he's made that inside run.
He can run onto that. Shifted it to the flank. He's shifting through the gears here. Kvaratskhelia with the delivery. Dida claims it without any fuss. Pass somewhat off target.
Rijkaard.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Lahm makes the interception.
Rijkaard.
Now that looks a decent ball. He's got away. So no chances falling either way for the time being. Azar, upright and purposeful.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Not where it came from. It's a good foot in there. Oh, Red, nice interception. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Lahm does really well to win the ball there. Reclaimed it in a trice. Well, that pass isn't the best. He's looking wide.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
De Rossi played out to the left flank. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that.
Well, it seems as if the message has been issued by both managers. Don't concede the opener.
There will be a throw-in. And he's managed to get free. That is good strength. Kukurea proves too strong.
Besiktas have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
And it's Azar. Seedorf. Ronaldinho.
Corinthians really do like to play with a distinctive style, one that's pacey and expansive.
And they have the players, those players that love a gallop or two out wide.
Yeah, they're the key supply routes, Peter, carrying the ball and then delivering it across that box.
Now it's Bale. That's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Neither of these two want to come off second best. Ronaldinho really struggling to influence the game.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Real chance! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Lahm gets it clear. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Ronaldinho. Thuram spots it and intercepts. Aims beyond the defence. Akanji defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Well, the idea was a good one, the execution of it not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
So So still we are where we began. It's 0-0. Oh, that's a key interception. Now, can they get him away? And the finish! Goal!
And for such a big name in your side to register very close to the break, not only creates a real buzz in your dressing room during the break, but dispirits the opposition too, and sets up a decent chance to go on and finish this game to their liking now.
Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
Corinthians are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to scrap whatever they had in mind for the half-time team talks. One has got to tone it up now, and the other has to tone it down.
Oh, he refuses to take the bait. And that brings the first half to a close. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead, and that gives them something to build on after the break. Besiktas come in at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. And so the action is resumed.
Besiktas really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And this is Tevez. Now who's going to be first to this? Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Well, that is one way to stop him. Marquinhos kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
Well, they keep pressing like that as long as they can.
Oh, easy pickings there. And he's quick to return it. He's a sharp little ball here. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything...
Bale! That is special! Gareth Bale! He's got himself an absolute peach. They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game. Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Oh, good effort! Firm header, just off target.
He did so well to get himself there. What a good effort.
That has not gone well. Ronaldinho can so cleverly bypass the press. And here's Ibrahimovic. De Rossi. Well played for Del Piero. And he welcomes it in. That is great defending, so alert. And here's Bale. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Not much subtlety about that challenge. Del Piero. Yamal. Rijkaard. It's a really well-measured ball. Lam. And Yamal. Oh no, he's got that wrong. That pass has been well intercepted. Rijkaard. Threads one in. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Yamal.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
That's Owen. Del Piero. Oh, lovely feeding, is such a good mover. He's been bundled over, that is a foul. Oh, that's a booking, always looked it. Bale is eyeing up his options in the middle. So who's he going to be aiming for here? That is some save from De Gea. Oh, he's pulled off a fine save.
Absolutely terrific, terrific reflexes, goalkeeping at its very best.
And that has been cleared. Knocks it into space. Can he finish? Yamal. Just a quarter of an hour to play.
Corinthians clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Kvaratskhelia finding himself in space. Here's a chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Ronaldinho. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. De Gea sends that a long way. Lahm is looking to influence the game from out wide. Tries to play it through. Lahm, great vision. Yamal in acres of space out wide. It's a pretty loose pass. Played out wide. Lahm, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
Substitution for Besiktas. Number 9, Owen. Number 6, Seydorf. Number 7,
This ended up in no man's land. And this is
Number
it.
17, Del Piero.
And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. Well, in my opinion, set pieces are 50-50 moments, and this is a rather big one, and it all depends on the service.
Number 18, Neymar. Number
Now the
13,
cross.
Nesta.
Tries to get it clear.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
And this is Ibrahimovic. Cruyff. Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. It'll be a throw-in. That is good alertness. Nicely shaped ball. That's been cut out, well played. And that is it, the referee has seen enough. Decent game of football that, intense, intriguing, and both sides, as it turns out, unable to be separated. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now.
Against Besiktas.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. Well, we're underway.
Well, it's safe to say, Peter, we're in the presence of defensive royalty here.
And so what is it that makes Paolo Maldini so regal?
Well, I think the fact that he almost never had to make a tackle says it all. He just doesn't need to. With him, it's all about anticipation, positioning, and reading the game superbly. There's very few who are able to do that at the highest level like him.
Probing pass. Pullet providing an outlet on that flank. And the pass is in. Tries a shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Pullet clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Arsenal with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. And again! Now, who's going to be first to this? And he cuts out the supply.
Well, it's been a very attacking start here. It's looking good for them if they can maintain what we've seen.
Bale has been caught there, it's a foul. What a start, free kick in a dangerous position in the opening minutes. Bullet! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Pullet really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Bale wriggles his way through. It's a good run, this one that is high in energy. Long ball looking to counter. Oh, that's ambitious. Oh, what has happened here? And that is headed for the terrific effort. That was superb goalkeeping.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Arsenal have their second corner now. Dida claims comfortably. And now they can spring out of defence. That has ended up in no man's land. Can he get it through? And this is Pullet. Very nicely done. Ferdinand does really well to win the ball there. Besiktas so far providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Now somewhat off target. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Besiktas clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Oh, that's a key interception. Now then, the ball's come loose. De Rossi can see things others simply cannot. And it's Bale. No way through. Turan. It's a really well-measured ball. He's shifting through the gears here. Crosses it in here. Ferdinand gets it clear. Bale. And now the breakaway. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Cannavaro calmly anticipates. Ribery going after that. Now it's Owen. Bullet. That pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Owen. And this is Ribery. Now it's Owen. Oh, well played, well played. Maldini clears without hesitation. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Besiktas clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
De Rossi, Mateus gets a foot in here. No foul, says the referee. Now it's Bale. That's going wide left. Lofted upfield.
They've been denied it.
Good effort from distance. That has not gone well. Cannavaro cuts out the pass. And he was quick to react. Edmilson. And here's Bale. Neymar. It's a pretty loose pass. And it's Beckham. And that's been intercepted. Beckham. He's picked his way through. In the end, they found themselves penned in. Nowhere to go. Not the most accurate pass. Now, can they get him away? Seedorf. And we've reached half-time. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, there's one standout, Peter, that needs improving, and that's the passing. All too often it's been found wanting, you know, much to the frustration of everyone around. And I'd go so far as to say that it's the biggest contributor as to why we have the scoreline we do.
Well, it's been a half that hasn't lacked suspense or intrigue. It's only lacked goals. 0-0 at the break.
I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team...
Pele! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Pele is offering a right smile there.
He's cut it out. Tries to play it through. Beckham. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Mateus. And he's there to retrieve it. Owen. Pele. Brilliantly cut out. Bullet. Aims beyond the defence. Mateus. Beckham. And Edmilson. And here's Hullet. Bale. He is just caressing the ball. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Pele. And this is Neymar. Maldini did well to stay calm there.
Oh, makes every duel look like a total mismatch.
Well, into the second half, and it's still goalless. Beckham is always looking to play quality balls. Beckham wants to run onto this. He is through here. Lofted in. Well read. And the danger is averted. Now it's Owen. And here's Ribery. Oh, that pass isn't the best. No breakthrough and well into the second period. It is still anyone's game. Edmilson. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Oh, that's fabulous. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Seedorf. And it's Bale. Looking to play him in. And this is Bale. Delivers the... There's the header! And it's in! The movement so precise. The finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart. And it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Substitution for Arsenal. Number 23.
So we have movement on both benches. So the first goal of the game.
Look, experienced voices need to be heard now.
And the shots!
Number 20.
It's off target and by quite a way.
Number 24. Beckham. Coming on the field. Number 25. Xabi Alonso. Number 4. Yayin. Number 9. Rooney. Number 11. Del Piero.
Now it's Hazard. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
There's a sharp little ball here.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Totti. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. Quality ball. Can he get on the end of this? That's a shade optimistic.
Besiktas really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
And he's had it nicked away. Ferdinand defending his corner stubbornly. It stood up very well to his man. Del Piero venturing down the left.
Arsenal are totally dominant in the middle of the park. A no-way through zone.
And here's Del Piero. That'll be a throw-in. Time is running out here.
Well, whatever it is, Peter, it needs to be drastic and quick. Maybe the late show.
Great vision. And he's found a way. There's the shot! So close to drawing level.
I don't think he can quite believe he didn't capitalise on that. He clearly fancied his chances.
And it's Totti. He's found space here.
Arsenal can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. no need to overly commit now.
This is Owen. Rooney going about things with real menace. That pass has been well intercepted. Totti proves just a little bit too strong. Ball swung in, punched away.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Azar, that's really well manoeuvred. Arsenal clearly now in lead preservation mode. Del Piero. And that's that. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour, effort, at times effervescence, but just one goal to show for all of that.
And now to all members.